Good afternoon, good morning, good evening to wherever you're watching from. We are back again to another session with Volleyball Talk. And last weekend we had a lot of exciting events that happened during the week. We also talk about match recap, and then player performances. So these are some of the things that we'll talk about. Aside from that, we also have MVPs for the week that we'll talk about. We also have some guests that hopefully join us very soon. So these are the activities that we'll be doing for the day. Okay, so we'd like to just go on a short break. We'll come back and diving right into the actions. So, come back. Okay. Coach, how have
Yes,
been the
sir.
weekend? How have been the weekend?
Uh, the weekend has been good. Some few challenges, but it has been good.
Yeah. Yes. How is everything? Okay, because last week you guys play a match, and then I think uh, things are kicking off. They're trying to catch up as the players all are back at camp now. Yes.
Yeah.
So last week results. Any exciting update on that?
Oh, not at all. I think that the results for last week was fair. I just want to, before I continue with that one, want to say a very good afternoon to all the cherished viewers of QwesieTV. I also want to say a very good afternoon to the future president, the president of Calibi Volleyball Club, His Excellency Bernard Mona, my head coach, Coach Raman Danladi, Coach Taga, Coach Kofi Bismarck, and the entire team, as well as the Greater Accra Volleyball Association executives, every member who belongs to that particular team, including my co-panelist for today, Brother Mr. Chairman Soja Asante. Yes. I mean, one of the fantastic volleyball players you could find around those years. But then, coming back to the main question, I feel that Police Lafayette, we talked about it here and said it was going to be a pushover for police. Air Force UG was going to be a game that could bring out some fearsome, but looking at what happened in the game, it was a very slow pushover game. 75-51, 3-0 for Air Force for the men. And then the ladies 75-38 for the women was also a very solid pushover game. Now, Osu Youth as against Ghana Army was also a free, fair game. It was a game we were expecting that would have given us a very tough opposition, but it also went free. Then Immigration Elwak United. For the men, it was a game that I didn't expect to see that fearsome competition. But you could see that Elwak United is not here to play. They are here to give everybody a run for their money. So playing 3-2 to the men wasn't something we were expecting, but I believe it was a beautiful game and it was an exciting game to watch. Calibi IPC, very good game, fantastic game. If you look at the score margin, 98-86, 3-1 against Calibi. It was a very good game, very tough game. If not for obvious, unnecessary bad officiating, the game wouldn't have ended in 3-1. I think a very good game for everybody. But then, hey, what can one say? The game is gone. PCL Kaslan 3-0. Very good game. So, in all fairness, when you pick the women's game, you say Navy Fire Service was the game to watch. In the men's game, it was Calibi IPC to watch. And those two games gave us something to enjoy.
I only have watch.
All kind of lens defensive.
Yeah.
It was a game to watch. Just that the Army was superior to the Osu team, but when it comes in terms of defense, I think Osu even defend better than the Army team on that fateful day. So I'll say kudos to the coaches of Osu. I think if they work, they have a very young players, young upcoming players, very young players. I think they can work on them and get the best out of them so that we can come from. Then on the, like you said, the Air Force UG event game, the level expectation was so high. After Air Force suffered in the hands of Navy, came back strongly against the Navy. I think it was a nice game. So all I'll say, I didn't watch the Friday match. I heard. I don't want to use head. Just that I knew Malibu lost. In fact, you see, it's good. They are coming, but they were beating Leicester. I mean,
Talking about the match, the women's match, I think it was. Look at the game that the score was tight. I think they almost was tied. This score was. I think they are really let's look at the league. Talk about the so I couldn't get a chance to be at Medina to watch, but I watch it on QwesieTV. And then now with the guys' game, looking at the Ewak United, the first score that was played 3-2. I think picking two best games, I'll pick Calibi and then IPC, and then I'll pick Immigration Men and then Ewak United. So looking at these top games, I think we'll have some of the best performances in it because looking at against Army and then Usu, and we also had UG and Air Force. Even though these matches are also tough matches, you can equally see one has upper hand over the other. But coming back to Immigration Men and Ewak United Men, and then coming back to Calibi and then IPC, these two matches are much intense. That's like looking at the strength wise, almost on the same level.
So I think that you are not far from the truth when it comes to the spotlight on games for the weekend. I think these two games you've mentioned were games that everybody should have been there to witness. And so there are games that on any day you would want to pay money to watch. So On Sunday, when we saw Elwak Wings, Elwak United coaches and team managers, everybody coming there to watch. We saw Army coaches, we saw immigration coaches, we saw, Navy, we saw almost all the coaches coming around to watch. We realized that it was a game that had a lot of interest for almost all the teams. So, on any day, IPC has been around for a very long time. And Calibi were coming in as a fresh team altogether. But with a fearsome, young, well-blended, talented guys, I think that they really gave the game the needed attention that everybody was expecting. So it was a very good game. I monitored the immigration ladies as against United, and it was also a very good game. United ladies started well. They played well, but during the second set, they lost that momentum, and immigration showed that superiority in terms of they being the senior of the seniors. You cannot take it away from immigration. Last season, they were the first runners up in the league for the ladies. So they came second last season, and so they came second ahead of Ghana. Yes. So, looking at them, they will not be just a pushover in the game. So I think that was fair. It was fair that they showed superiority after the first set. They didn't know what to expect with Elwak United ladies. But after studying them after the first set, you realize that they took authority over that particular game. And then somebody will say they beat them with the
Yes. On the Navy, mine is on the Navy and firemen.
Okay.
If you watch the set score, you could feel it. If you look at the Navy's team at it stands now, and look at the fire service team, it was something else to watch. I think for now, volleyball is giving us more excitement, and we need to push him more. From what we are doing now, it means a lot of people are listening, people are watching. They should continue to subscribe more so that we can do it best. Now it's not like traditional team. I was strong. It's now I am strong. Every team is coming out with surprises. So the moment they are in to stay with the league. So when you are going to play them, you have to mash up all your weapons against the team. If not, they will cause you by surprise, like what Calibi did to Army the last time. So I think the Navy Fire Service men game, I will choose that game as the game of the week.
Oh, okay. Yes. So it's good. I couldn't get a chance to go, but looking at the six overall, I'll still like when you see the intensity and then you see how the game was played, you realize like it was really a tough game over the weekend. So, let's say you are picking a player, as like you are selecting, maybe you want to award some players for the best performance for the week. Looking at these three games, we have the Navy against Fire Service. We also have Calibi against IPC. We have Work United against Immigration Men. Let's say I know you couldn't get a chance to watch some, but you were able to see some highlights. So if you are picking, maybe you want to pick a top player from them, who would you like to maybe give your best performance to for the week?
I think that I will go for three players. Navy has one young outside hitter who plays his ball with a lot of precision and accuracy. If the game I monitored went well, then it then means that he was the player of the day. Now you pick Ghana. Sorry, you pick Calibi against IPC. IPC has a top player, one tall outside hitter called Smiler. Yes, Smiler. I think that it was a player to watch. I mean, every ball he touched got a certain point for the team, and his attack, all the attacks he played that day were on point. Had very good blocks in terms of getting into the court of the opponent to get the balls with his height. And let's say he won the game for IPC. On any day, he was a player for me in that particular match. And then you look at the other setup from IPC. IPC has one young setter called Alasa. Very, very, very good. And he started from the bench. After IPC lost the first set, he came from the bench. And then all what he did was that he played according to instructions from the coach. And he realized that Calibi was mounting all 8 blocks at the wings. And so he decided to play all the balls through the middle. And whilst he was playing through the middle, you will see that unless he doesn't push the ball to the middle, he got them a certain point. So, I mean, fair enough. I think that the setter decided to read the game from the bench, and when he came onto the court, for the last 3 sets that IPC came back to win, he was the one who played the game very well for them. So I'll pick that setter, I'll pick that outside hitter, and I'll pick the Navy attacker as well.
Yeah.
So for that'll be for the men. So if you want to push me to look at the women, if you really want to push me to look at the women, I think that for the women, I would have gone for I think Ghana Army number 7.
Libya, that's Libya.
I think so. Yes. On any day, on that day, yes. The people who went to monitor the game for me gave me a lot of information on her, and she really played well that day. I'll pick the Ewak United number 10, a very young. She's not tall, a short, rounded girl like that. Also gave immigration around for their money. And then I'll pick Fire Service.
Okay.
Yes. So
Yes, so mine with the guys.
Yeah.
I think I'll go for they popularly call him Ifo, the lefty.
Yeah.
Michael. It's a player to watch. Then, like he said, Lydia played a very nice game last week. And I think the Osu, the men, the setter. Yeah, the small boy.
Okay.
He's very good. So those are the players for.
Okay. So me, I got a chance to watch the Ewak United side. So I'll pick the men from the immigration side. There are some 4 players. I forgot the guy's name. He plays very, very well. I think he started from the bench. I don't know the reason why, but he started from the bench. But as he came in, like the style of playing, he's one player that he plays moving ball. He plays similarly to our system of playing, like our. So when he came in, you see the game, everything just changed all at once. I forgot the guy's name, but he played very, very well. And then the Ewak United, there are 2 players that was outstanding that day. Baba, the opposite player, and then Kelvin Dela. Kelvin too was was really he was playing. He played very well because he was a top player. He was passing, defending, blocking. Literally, he played major part of the game. So these two players are the people that I'll pick for my side. So and then looking at the league table now, I think things are really shaping up as matches have been played now. So you have a lot of people talking about it. Aside, we have a lot of our family. So now we are in the four. Looking at the league table now. Coming with four now. So looking at last this week we did with five. Last week now we are on top.
So we have the boys.
So I'm sure we type both of that. Let's talk about the football. I hope as we start,
I think that for week 4, the results, as I mentioned earlier, were fair. So looking at the league table for the women, Air Force has taken the top spot now. With Calibi coming second with 6 points. Over the weekend, Calibi did so it was like that. But I mean, as for the league table, everybody should know that it is not meant for anybody. It's meant for only one team, for the women, and that is the landlords. The landlords. So the landlords for the women league table will be
you're talking in terms of the report now?
no,
Or for the whole year?
throughout the whole year.
Okay. Good luck to them.
Yeah. So I mean,
I
mean, on any day will make all the noise they want to make. Air Force will try to fly wherever. But once the team to conquer in all direction comes in, everybody will have to lie low. I mean, Asante has said that every civilian team is preparing a player for them. We are happy he recognizes that developmental system in the civilian teams. We also appreciate the kind of opportunities they give to our players anytime we develop them. We pray and hope that leadership will continue to monitor such players and then pick them to grant them good jobs. And sometimes we are happy. It's not about money, but we get happy or excited when we see players we have developed getting that opportunity to play with the security services, and even by extension, getting the opportunity to play outside the country. So we are happy. For the men's side, like I said, if all things go well, Air Force will maintain their position as spot 1. If all things go well, if they don't joke with some of the things they've already started doing, and they play as supposed to be, because Army is in for a fight this year. Navy is not here to joke. So if they really want to maintain their spot, as some of us are saying, I think that they need to go an extra mile. But the top spot is for the men's side. The top spot will be for Ghana.
Okay.
Yes. On the ladies, we are just 4 matches. That's week 4. Some of the clubs are playing. It's too early to decide who will stay on top, because for the past 3 years, one of the days when somebody take the lead, it becomes difficult to take him out from that position. But now, volleyball has grown bigger than what we were doing those days. And I think if you are the top, you have to stand well. You see how crabs, how they behave.
Yeah.
When you get to the top, everybody wants to use your leg to climb and sit on over you. So, even though Air Force is at the top of the ladies' table, they should stand well, because the fire is coming. Now, I think, we almost have a full house. Almost. players have been released for camping, and the ladies are having a full house apart from one. Now, coming to the men. By the close of half season, then Army will be leaving the league table with 6 points difference.
Is there a problem that
I promise you,
Okay.
you can keep this promise. Your fitness will come because we are working hard. We are third on the table. With Navy leaving the men table with 3 matches. Police played two matches. Army have played 2 matches. So we are third on the table. But I bet you, before half season, at the end of the first round, Army will be leading the table with 6 points. And if care is not taken, we can even double it up. So that is it.
Oh, okay. Okay. So that's from Coach Asante. He said before the half of the league season, okay, Ami will be leading the league table with
6 points.
Okay, that's good. So that's the promise that
That's a
he
promise.
gave to us. So
Is he talking about the men or the women?
The men.
the men's side.
The ladies will surely come back by the close of the first leg, taking the second spot. Then at the end of the season,
The women will win.
the women and the men will all be crowned.
Okay.
Yes.
Congratulations to you in advance. Don't worry. But looking at the league table now for the women's side now, everything is on fire now. So as you lost 3-1,
Yes.
it will be like a
You
nice
see,
play to you.
The 3-1 loss is going to be the only loss in the season.
Okay.
Yeah. It's going to be the only loss in the season. So any team that is coming should prepare well.
Okay.
Yes. We
But-
are not joking. We are not going to joke.
But looking at last season, you equally had the same squad that you play against the first women.
Yeah.
And
You
I think you lost both home and away to them, right? If I recall
You see,
perfectly.
let me throw more light on, especially on like what you're saying.
Yeah.
We started something, and if you can bear me, we equally ran Ghana volleyball for almost 4 years
yes,
to 5
yes.
years.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, when it happens like that, you need another set or club of players to take over. You understand? Then those who took over have now become grown. They've now grown. They say they appointed because they were Kunkunti Baba, now they are appointed. So let's watch out. You see, we lost one game because we're having half house. We were having half house. You could see that we have only one setter as substitute at the bench. But I can tell you, we are set now, ready for war.
Okay, so that's for Coach Asante. So definitely me. I'll not forget about this. I'll call him in the half of the season.
Half of the season.
Yeah. So let's look at the player spotlight. So during the week we were looking at some of the best performances from the players that have been playing international. So we have Benedicta, we have Polakan, we have Hakim, we also have Hamid, we also have Richard Amano, but he's currently back in the country, but will be leaving very soon. So I think Polakan has been one of the standing out player, and then he has been performing very well both indoor and at the big side. Okay, so we want to talk a little bit about him because for his best performance that he's been doing, because the magic that he's doing at Rwanda is really putting Ghana on the map. And then I think we really need to appreciate look at how he plays. He has been a player that has working so hard. As things are working out, see how
Okay, so I think that Polakan as a player, if you look at this way, isn't bad at all. I mean, for the past he has been on top of the news. He has been winning a lot of laurels for himself and for his team. I think that Paul was a very good signing for his team. And currently, if you look at the performance of the team, it has all been around Paul Akan. I mean, a very good setter, a setter who displays a lot of maturity on the field of play. He has currently won the MVP award. He has moved out of the indoor, which won laurels for himself and for his team. And he's worth being celebrated. I feel that he has a lot to offer. And as a bronze winner of the All African Games that was hosted just last year, to tell you that he was ready to play, he was ready to work, he was ready to make himself and his country very proud, very proud. So I, on any day, will say that he's really making Ghana proud. He's really putting the flag of Ghana high there, and we need such a light to be able to beef up our national team, so that we'll be able to also attain the position of those who are playing in the world leagues. You get it. Olakan is a fantastic player, a setter who can equally play a very good attack, effective one, blocks very well, and his blocks are always on a high. And he controls the game as if he owns the game. And as a setter, as a driver of the game, he's really doing well. We want to say good Olakan, wherever he is, he's watching. We want to say good job done, and we'll continue to support you. We pray that you play a very good game without any injuries. And then, hey, my brother, we are here for you.
Yes, so I would say almost all our foreign-based professionals have lost their performance keep decreasing. The likes of Kim Munkaila, Naira Police, Hamid, the likes of Rashaka, the likes of Sandra, what do you call the Ewa Queens to Kalibi now? Ajara, Mohammed, and Benedicta, and Co. They are all doing well. Just that we don't have much information on them. We know they are doing well, but we watch most of them, their matches. Just that we don't have full information of them. So if sometimes they can also help on their Facebook to let us have more information about them, then we can talk much about them. But for now, as it stands, I can say Paul is a player to all standard, all round. I'm almost afraid of Paul's attack down the set. He's a very good attacker, he's a very good setter, a very good blocker. With defense, fantastic. So he's all around. So I wasn't surprised when he won the MVP award from his club. I think zone 5 or so. Yeah, championship. So we are encouraging them because we need them when they need arise. Like we had the opportunities for them to go and play outside. When they came for the All African game, we saw what happened. So we should have more. Me alone, we should have more than 20, 30, 40 players playing outside for volleyball. So that when they come, playing out there is even an inspiration for others here. So that they can also look at it in a way that I can also get there. So Paul, kudos. Well done for your well-deserved award.
Okay, Coach. So that's from Coach Asante. So we'd like to go on a short break and then we'll be back soon. when we're back, we'll talk about in-depth analysis and then look at the teams, let's say their tactics, and then how they reshape their formation to play against each and every. So, guys, we'll be back very soon. Guys, welcome back. So, regarding our in-depth analysis that we talked about before the short break, looking at this week match fixtures, that's week 5 league match fixtures. Looking at the teams that will be playing both Saturday and Sunday. So, quickly let me hop into. So on the Sunday matches, I think the women's side, we have Calibi against Ewa Queens ladies. So,
I think that this one I would want Asante to start. Yes, I
with
mean,
the Calibi.
Calibi wins.
Okay. That will be on Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday, 7 a.m.
So okay, so we should start with Calibi and work.
But I think they are equally fantastic matches to watch on Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
Yeah.
Can we do the Saturday ones before we look
Yeah.
at Sunday?
Saturday one, the ladies.
The Army immigration game.
Oh, okay, yeah.
A game to watch.
A game to watch. So, Army immigration. Yes.
Yeah.
The ladies game
The
tomorrow
ladies game
morning.
tomorrow morning, 7 a.m.
Yes. I should start.
Yeah, you
with
can
that
start
one,
watching.
yeah. You see, for last season, immigration was a thorn in Army ladies' flesh. They beat us both in and out. That's home and away. Then I think there was another tournament, top 8. We lost top 8 to immigration. So it was 3 slaps, 3 unanswered slaps. So I think that match is a very nice match to watch. Teach anyone, all the cricketers, volleyball fans to come in their numbers to come and witness that match, which is 7 o'clock Saturday morning. That's 7 p.m. It's not going to be an easy match. A very fierce match for immigration ladies and army ladies. Anytime it's a match. It is being played on who have the luck of the day. So, Army has prepared very well. I've been to immigration training ground. The only opportunity was to watch immigration match. That was last week now. See how it plays. But I can show it that we have done our homework without effect. Then the other match will be the UG against Navy. UG against Sunday. It's also a match to watch.
That'll be on Saturday.
That will be on Saturday. So
That'll be the third match.
Yeah.
The second match will be
that will be on Saturday. For Osu and Kaslan, I think Osu will overrun Kaslan. Then, what do you call UG Navy women. It's also another match to watch on Saturday. Then, when you come to the same Saturday, I will rate the match of the week on UG against Navy. Or match of the day, which is the Saturday. That will be tomorrow. University of Ghana against the Never Sharks. Another match to watch. Immigration and Army will give 50% match, but at the end of the day, you guys will play. So that is for Saturday. Then on Sunday, 7 a.m. Sunday, the Calibi Stars, or Calibi United, or the Calibi what? Is it only Calibi or Calibi Sporting Club or?
So the sporting club, apparently the sporting club happens to be
the boss,
the mother brand that has football, athletics.
Okay.
We have all those sporting teams as part of the Calibi Sporting Club.
Okay.
But for the volleyball club, we have Calibi Volleyball Club.
Okay. So the Calibi Volleyball Club against Elwak Wings. You see, Elwak Wings and Calibi Volleyball Club are almost on the same level pair. From what I witnessed from the previous matches. So it's not going to be a walkover match or an easy match. But at the end of the day, I expect Elwak Wings to carry the game. Air Force PCL will be a walkover match. Then Police IPC. We are praying that police will well independent they have more work to do on that day. Whether they will be arresting the or but I can assure you, if police don't put their forces together, IPC will surprise them, especially on the I expect IPC to carry the day against police.
Okay, and then that'll be after that match. I think we have what about Calibi men and then Ewak
Galibi
wins.
men and Ewak wins. I'll go for Ewak wins. Ewak wins is preparing for Africa, the club championship. So you could see they threw in all what they have. They will not undermine the might of Calibi and lose that game. I expect 3 straight wins from Ewak wins on that day. On the Sunday. Yeah.
Okay, so I think that we are supposed to look at the tactics and techniques of every team. I mean, the team focus, what we expect from the teams. I mean, volleyball nowadays is not a game that you can say somebody is coming as an underdog. Everybody is well prepared for the league. Looking at the first 3 matches we have witnessed. Ghana Immigration. This is what we play the game. Ghana will come in as wounded lions from last season. And so they would want to fire from all angles. That is where, if they are not careful, immigration will put them by surprise. Because immigration is coming in with a well-tactical play in terms of block system. And they are going to mount a certain block that is going to take out a very fearsome, powerful attack from Ghana. Ghana. Now their block is going to be 1 meter away, 1 meter apart from each other. And they will not concentrate much on whoever is going to play in the middle. Now, if Army decides to play in the middle the more, they can take a lot of points from Ghana Immigration if they play through the middle. Now, if they decide to play power at the wings, they give no room or they give no chance to the likes of Gloria, the likes of Martha Pabi, the likes of, I mean, in terms of good defense with, what's her name, Evelyn Hazel and others, position themselves to pick all those balls for them. And then with Gloria's block, look, it is beyond reach. And so Lydia should be in a position to be able to outwit that particular block on any day. Either than that, with 2-3 consistent blocks on Lydia is out of the game. Now, the next person they would want to concentrate on will be either Hatima or a certain player called Blockers from Ghana Army. And once they take these 3 players out, Ghana Army is gone.
That is
so.
I
mean, we are doing proper analysis here in terms of looking at the both teams, how they are going to play in terms of strategy. Army has coaches who are well vested in attack system. And so anytime they are playing you, they play proper precision in terms of attack. Unfortunately for Immigration, they have a coach who was one of the best blockers ever. And Coach Asante can bear witness. So anytime he's positioning his team, he positions his team in such a way that the team is ready for blocks. And the philosophy of the Immigration team is always being that when 6 blockers are in a team as against 6 attackers, blockers will definitely win the game because they will be able to block more, get more balls on your court without forcing themselves to play a lot of attacks. And so the game is going to be a bit dicey, a bit rough with a lot of tension. But both teams are ready to play hard game. Immigration wouldn't want to lose that particular form of saying that, but for last season, 3 consecutive roles, they had a certain superiority over Ghana. And Ghana wouldn't also want Immigration to continue to control that particular system to say that they are on top of them. The Army will say that the Army does what? The Army is big. Immigration will also say that they are friendly, but with a lot of vigilance. So, together, it's a game to watch. And both coaches, the game will be won based on tactical play from the bench. And with a lot of control from the coaches, we'll be able to see a very fine game tomorrow morning. Now, if you pick a certain game like Ghana Navy UG, the women, looking at what Ghana Navy played against Ghana Air Force, it's a very good team, well-balanced team to watch. They also play a lot of pipe attacks. They play a lot of opposite attacks, with Mary being the one who is playing most of their balls. And so here, their setter would want to play all those attacks from the backcourt if Mary is at the backcourt. And when Mary comes to front court, she plays about 60% of the balls. Now they have a tall blocker in the middle, Ghana Navy, that will be able to position herself on a very good day for her. A lot of balls will not be able to pass. They have a very young team that does a lot of groundwork for themselves, Ghana Navy. Now UG, looking at what UG also played in the first game against Elwak United. UG is a well-balanced team as well. And they also don't really concentrate on one player game. They have everybody playing some. And so if you underrate them as students, they will end up disgracing you. So that game is also going to be a game that we expect a tougher opposition from both teams. And I mean, with Bassett and Coach Amu together as coaches for both teams, we will be expecting a very good tactical play from them. From the men's side, we expect same. But on immigration against Ghana Army men, it's a game that we expect immigration to fight. But at the end of the day, we expect Ghana Army to be the winner of the day. UG Ghana Navy, very, very fantastic game to watch. And we'll be there to monitor. That one will also come with rundown, standing on the bench with a very good tactical play from his team. I mean, Navy is also having a very good, beautiful, well-balanced team. And so on any day, I expect that they'll be able to play well. UG, if Mr. Koto gets his day on a day like tomorrow with this boy Elvis also getting a very good day, Navy will struggle to play. The Elvis we have known from the youth team of Ghana and then progressing into this particular level, looking at his performance during the last Busa games and looking at what he has been with in terms of his precision in attack and where he picks his ball from and all that, we expect that if he gets a good day, Navy will struggle. And I don't expect a 3-0 game from that particular match. I expect that at least we will be able to get a 3-1, 3-2 game in that particular match between Ghana, Navy, and then UG men. On Sunday, everybody is Kevin Kalibi and then Elwa going as a game to watch. I say it's just a level of showing who has become the landlord, who is becoming the tenant along the line. Kalibi has nothing to lose. Elwa Queens has everything if they lose against Kalibi. Kalibi is coming into the game with a well tactical plan, well prepared for that particular game. I mean, if you pick player to player on the face value, you realize that our Queens has every player well positioned. When you pick Kalibi, it's a team that you cannot predict anybody. Picking Mame, picking Asana, picking everybody in your team. You realize that they come with a very well-composed, well-comfortable team who have played together for more than 2, 3, 4 years. And so everybody will be expecting that they would want to play a certain pattern. Kalibi will play all the game from service, attack, with good passes, And then, you see, they have a setter. Calibi has a setter who doesn't believe in playing a certain pattern that is going to make you feel that he's trying to fake or whatever. He knows his players, she knows her players, and so she would want to play according to the plan of the technical team. What to expect from Calibi cannot be shared here. But everybody tomorrow morning should just move to Elwak.
Sunday morning.
Sorry, Sunday morning on the 30th.
Starting tomorrow.
30th. I mean, tomorrow, like I said earlier, tomorrow games are very, very solid. Everybody should be there. And when you are coming, don't forget that you have something to take home tomorrow. Likewise, Sunday. Sunday morning at 7 a.m. Know that Calibi will cause a surprise in the league. I'm not here to tell you how we are going to play. But Elwak Queens should watch out. Yes, they are praying for Africa. And that is why if they are not careful, they will not let go of some of their players. The borrow players from Calibi join their team. On the other side of the coin, with the men, Elwak Queens are the favorites. But they should watch out for a surprise. Just as I mentioned to Coach Asante, the first day we played the league, I told him, Army is the favorite, but they should watch out for Calibi. The game to also watch again will be Police and IPC. It's a good game to watch. It's a good game for good publicity. Police has a team that has played for a very long time now together. IPC keeps signing new players every year, and so blending them together in a way is always a bit difficult. But looking at what they played or how they played last Sunday, I have no option than to say that they are in for a fight, a cracker on Sunday. And Police should watch out. They will come with deep blocks. They will come with heavy and top attacks. And they have good setters who play all the combination. And that game will be a game of setters, where Elvis of Ghana Police, Justice of Ghana Police, as against the IPC setter, Alasan. Together, we will see a very, very, very good tactical play from both setters. And then we'll have a good game to watch on Sunday.
Okay, so and then I think then the last match that will be the following, that will be on Tuesday. We have La Paniers and then Elwak.
It's a game that is also going to be a good game, and that's going to be only men's game, right? Yeah. So I mean, La Paniers on any day is a team to worry. So Elwak United should also prepare for them. On Tuesday, we will all be there. But looking at what Elwak United has in terms of players, with the likes of Kelvin and others, I think that Elwak United has the upper hand over La Paniers.
Okay. So guys, that's from Coach Asante and then Coach Abe. So we'd like to go on a short break and be back shortly. So over the weekend, I know most of you have watched the match over the weekend, and maybe as my panelists are also choosing their favorite players to take as the MVPs or the best players or the best performance of the week. You guys also have your favorite players. So you guys can do your best and then drop the names in the comment section. And then if there are other light or maybe the match of the week that you guys think we didn't talk about, and you guys want to also throw some light and you guys also share a little bit of information on that. And then during the week, we'll have a poll for you guys on about all the names that you guys have listed in the comment section. We'll do a poll. So hopefully, we'd like to maybe present something to the player of the week or who gave the best performance for the week in the following week coming. So these are some of the things that we would like you guys to do. It's just a short one. You list the players name that you think performed very, very well. That was last week, and then we'll talk into details about that. So moving forward, we'll have our next topic in line is the league system. So you know the league system. Last 2 weeks, I think that the start of the league, we have the league matches being played at one center. That was the week 2. It was changed to home and away, and then we had week 3 was also changed to home and away, and then week 5 now. Week 5, the little discussion that we thought that was the last week of the North match. On our calendar was being scheduled for 30 but things changed, and then we are playing it at their work now. So we'll talk into details about that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So I think on the calendar things didn't go as it was planned. Now the matches have been centered in one venue at the Work Sports Stadium, both Saturday and Sunday. So we have all the things coming together. So what are your lights? You want to put some light on that?
I think that we have been advocating for this for the past 2 or 3 weeks now, asking that the league should be centered at one place where we'll be able to attract sponsors. Yes, the home and away matches, some teams will argue that it also gives their fans the opportunity to also see what they exhibit on any day, and also it gives them the opportunity to also attract sponsors for their various teams. So it has its merits and demerits when we centralize it and then when we decentralize it. But like we said, we have played 2 or 3 weeks outside. Everybody is playing at his or various home. And so when we play at the centralized side tomorrow on Sunday, it will also give us a fair idea as to what to expect. And then we can now come back and analyze the 2. Which one will give us the opportunity to be able to attract very good sponsors, looking at the numbers that will come around and looking at how everybody would want to see what goes into volleyball. I think that corporate Ghana will do us a good job to be able to analyze it for us and then give us their verdict. Just as we're doing the first discussion on some of the teams and the games we played over the weekend, you could see that we didn't have eyes everywhere. But tomorrow and Sunday, we'll be able to have eyes at one center to see every team play. And so it gives us the opportunity to be able to analyze the players' performance in depth well anytime we meet again. So it is good that we are going to be centralizing this weekend's games, even though we are not going to Portman. Yes, it is true that Portman would have been the very good, ideal place for us to play, because we've been canvassing or advocating for an indoor to play in. But unfortunately for us, it didn't go as expected. The information we have gathered is that Ghana Volleyball Association has stepped in to work hand in hand with Greater Accra Volleyball Association to push and fight to be able to secure Portman for the Greater Accra Volleyball Association playing the matches there. And I know and I believe that once the Ghana Volleyball Association have stepped in, they will do their best to be able to push for this. I just want to say a very good job done by the likes of the president and his other executives, Mr. Tete Espoir, Dr. Austin, Mohammed, Adam, and then anybody who forms part of the executive committee. I think that they are really working tirelessly to get more Timan for us. I just want to say that the Ministry of Youth and Sports, together with NSA, National Sports Authority, should be able to have a critical look at this for us. It helps us be able to sell volleyball to a different level where everybody would want to see what you have to offer. When we are playing outside like that, the sun alone takes you off the game. When we are playing outside like that, we are not able to give out our best because we end up getting so much exhausted. And then there are a lot of injuries we pick on the cemented court. But playing in a gym, the court is already certified and made sure that even when players dive to pick loose balls, it gives them the free will to do so. And so we would want to plead. We also want to add our voice to what Ghana Volleyball Association is doing in terms of securing that particular place for us. That players are really struggling with shin injuries, knee injuries, on jumping on the cemented court. And so if the Sports Council and then Sports Authority, Mr. Yao Ampufagra, and then his able deputies, if they'll be able to look at this for us, as against the Minister, Honorable Kofi Idi Adams, I think that you will also be in a position to help us. And I also want to throw a certain invitation to the future president to also step in and add his voice to it. Mr. Bernard Mona, I would want to plead that you also add your voice to it to be able to push the government to help us get that particular place to exhibit what we can do. This is what we have chosen to do. This is our talent. This is what we want to do. So we want to play volleyball to the highest level. And we think that when that place is given to us, we'll be able to get a good job done there. Thank you.
Okay. Like my brother have said it all. These corporate bodies, they can only sponsor when they have the numbers. We're having some discussion this morning, like looking at going to MTN for sponsorship. And MTN want to use volleyball to sell maybe 1,000, 3,000 SIM cards. And you go to Osu or La Paniere's home ground. They are playing some at UG. They are playing some at Supply, Airwork, Calibi Court. How are they going to do it? What they just did for this week, it was out of the Botema that we did not succeed. That is why they took the initiative to center us at Airwork to play. And after the week 5, we will go back to our normal system again. We had opportunity to have a discussion with the Greater Accra chairman. Then he said the response was the ministry did not approve. Either they did not receive the letter or they did not approve because they don't know Greater Accra. They deal with the National Association. So the letter have to go through National Association before it gets to the ministry. As to whether the letter that they submitted for the Botema to be used by Greater Accra was through the Ghana Volleyball Association or it went from Greater Accra straight to the ministry. This is some of the things that we were expecting, that the association should have been invited. And I learned they were invited to honor the invitation to come and explain one or two things to volleyball fans and players. We are prepared to take volleyball to the next level. So one or two people will not stop our progress. It is nice what we are going to do from tomorrow and Sunday. It's very nice. Centralizing all of us so that all of us will have the opportunity to watch other matches. And if we want to watch other matches, it means we are going to remain there. If we are going to remain there, it means you have the opportunity to invite certain bodies, companies to come and also watch. Like what Uncle Ben did when they were inaugurating the Calibi team. He was able to invite even the sports minister, the MP. We have to put all those people in one basket. We have to bring them on board. Minister have already said he's not a minister for soccer. So what else are we waiting for? We have the facility that we cannot use because letters were not sent to them. We have to set up. We will continue to talk about the one venue center league to be played. Look, from this week going, if we are not careful, as we are discussing, what shows that tomorrow it will not rain starting from 7 o'clock? So if it rains tomorrow from 7 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the evening, how are we going to play the matches? God has been so good to Ghana that we also have a gym. See, can't we also have in a way to put up resource to choose maybe one? Like what veterans did at prisons. They put a shed with chairs under for fans, both volley and basketball. Veterans was able to raise something of that sort. So if we are to choose one center, negotiate, develop it, put pillars and roof it, it's a matter of putting on carpet. Why are we always say, how many of us, even when they give the bottom, how many of us spectators can fare ourselves to Botema to go and watch all the matches? One, media publicity. We are not using the media. And I was very happy. I read some message this afternoon from the chairman of Greater Accra Volleyball Association that they've been able to secure support from some media, television stations and other things to telecast most of our matches live. I think it's a sign on a good note. And when it starts happening, it means we are going to be sell out. Then we use that opportunity to seek sponsorship. But the one center venue have to stay. If it is possible. Like maybe next week, they can choose 2 venues. Then we all go and play. If Saturday, we are all at Supply. Then Sunday, we are all at ABL, Calibi Park. Then the following week, they can choose another center. If it is maybe place that we go, it will be something like that. Then we can also see and assess teams. I'm looking at this. If I am playing on Saturday at EWAC and you are playing at TCL, how do I watch your match? So I think we should go with the system that they brought, the first one. We should go back to that system.
Okay, so that's from Coach Asante. So I think then we also have the league that we play. They're also trying their best for sponsorship. So I think what do you think about like ways of how a Greater Accra Volleyball Association can be able to also attract sponsorship to the league, so it becomes much better league, at least so we have uh, other industries also coming on board to sponsor the league for us. Is this something
doing anything right? I mean, we are all stakeholders of the association. So if the association is not getting something right, then we are all not getting it right. The association is doing its best as far as what they will be able to offer. And I mean, on any day, I will tell Asante and myself and everybody, QwesieTV and everybody, if we all have any mechanism to help push the association to get the right sponsors, we should be able to bring our A game to the table. And one of them that we need to talk about is positioning yourself well to be able to attract good sponsors. It's not just sponsors, but good sponsors. You see, we just a few minutes ago, we were talking about centering our league and all that and all that and all that and all that. Once we get to have an effective popularity, making it very open for us to be accessible by the ordinary Ghanaian, it then makes room for everybody to know that there is something happening. Volleyball is happening only to volleyball fraternity. So, I mean, to it, there are people in Ghana who wish that they will see people play volleyball and then they will go and watch. Last week, I mentioned here that there is a church member of mine who took his family to go and watch the All African Games. And I was surprised when I saw them there. It tells you that we are not publicly showcasing what we have. Yes, we have the league table push out there. How is it being pushed? If not QwesieTV, who is putting it on social media everywhere for people to see? Who is monitoring it? Is the association the ones pushing it? If you go onto Facebook, if you go to social media, you can't find the association there. So the association should position itself well strategically. Create a website. Create a Facebook account. Create a YouTube account. Create X account. Create an Instagram account. Create what's the name? A TikTok account. Now, put a media team together. Let them get good publicity work done for you. And then when the numbers start speaking for itself, can you imagine if Nanama McGround, who has been a sports enthusiast before, becomes a brand ambassador for volleyball? I mean, can you imagine the number of people who would want to subscribe to the volleyball page, local and international? Can you imagine if you have about 6 ambassadors? Bernard Mona is one. Bernard Mona is not just a Ghanaian politician. He is an African Pan-Africanist. Just a few days ago, he was in Benin for their festival. Bernard Mona has friends like people from South Africa and everywhere. Can you imagine Bernard Mona is seen on a certain banner that he's a brand ambassador for volleyball in Ghana? The number of people will be able to attract. Mohammed himself, Dr. Austin. You have people like Nanama McGround, Captain Smart. Can you imagine? And then we have people like the almighty Kash Karim, Kashmir Banyaga, who played everywhere as far as volleyball is concerned, from junior level to senior level, played at the international level, played in Egypt for so many years. So we are not branding ourselves well. Branding is the issue. My late Osofo will tell you, there was a cameraman who was taking a certain picture, and then the one they were taking the picture said that my picture in your face. And the cameraman said, the way you do your face, if you go appear for the picture inside. It then tells you that how we position ourselves, what we come out to be, how we make people see us, is how people are going to treat us. Once upon a time, Ghana Navy lost, no, they beat two soldiers in Tema, around the Community 1 area there. And the Navy people came around, come and do some arrest. Anybody who are dressed anyhow had to chop. Up until they went to do their screening. It is how you are dressed. It's how, you see, it's how you are dressed and determines how you be addressed. If you don't dress well, how can somebody address you? Can you imagine if you are going to a Flagstaff house wearing shorts anyhow and then you want to enter there? How the security will treat you, regardless of who you are. But then, take this from me, in a very nice suit, with a very well-positioned tie, well-shaped, nicely dressed, everything on point. And then you get there. Hello, sir. That will be how they welcome you. So, it is just that we are not positioning ourselves well. And I know everybody loves volleyball. Those of us who are talking about it. Not that we are against anybody. But we think that it's long overdue. I have played in the national team before. I've been in this volleyball business for a while. Asante likewise. Rakwesi, everybody, including yourself, the host. The likes of Mohammed, the likes of Dr. Austin, and the likes of Ofe. I mean, those times, Coach Ofe was our role model. He was a top setter in Ghana. The kind of things he suffered whilst he was playing. Clement Beckley and all. And it has been the same till now. We need a paradigm shift in terms of changing the face of volleyball. I hear some works are being done. But if it is true that we are doing something, then we need to fast track it. Good website. Proper publicity for volleyball. We are playing a centered game this weekend. Centralized game at one place. How has the publicity been like? If not the teams themselves who are telling people come here. If not Rakwesi, who is through his medium pushing this particular agenda. How are we pushing it? So, I mean, the Greater Accra Volleyball Association needs to set up and here coaches, team managers, the executives all have to come together and now have a round table discussion to know what we can do to be able to push the image of volleyball to the highest level that people can be interested in. And that is where others will be interested to come and support you, come and sponsor you, come and make the game work. Secondly, I think that for officiating, our referees need proper refresher course. When coaches get agitated and they want to fight, it is not because of their players and how they play. It's because officiating is going bad. And when there's bad officiating, you get both teams arguing, and it does not make the beauty of the game look nice. And it is one thing we need to look at, where we'll be able to teach our officials to be well vested in the rules, to be firm, to call the shot at any point in time, not to have scores in their pocket before they come. Every referee has an affiliation, we admit. But once you are the umpire, you are the referee, you are the middleman, your affiliation does not come in. Once upon a time, fire service had a certain referee called Masate. He was a twin. And that guy, when he's officiating your game, you will love him. Ghana Police Service had a certain referee called Crazy Burger. When he's officiating, you will love him. Immigration won against police because he was the one officiating. Left for the likes of Hypocrisy and others. I mean, so the referees should be of a certain standard where we can have proper good officiating that will not allow coaches agitate or argue and stop a game. It does not bring proper promotion. Don't forget, volleyball is not like football. Football, whatever happens, people will still want to follow. Some few months ago, nobody wanted to see Black Star. but just a small twist to Black Star. Everybody is saying the love is back. And so this should tell you it is branding and positioning. And once we brand ourselves well, everybody wants to associate itself with volleyball.
Okay. Thank you, Coach. So we'd like to go on a short break. We'll be back and then we'll talk about fan zone. That'll be the fan of the week. Then we'll be wrapping up very soon. So guys, make sure to still leave your comments. We are still waiting for your comments. And then don't forget to also have a poll where we will have a list of players that deserve to be awarded for their well-rounded performance in last week's league performance. So we'll be back shortly. Okay, guys, welcome back. I'll still like you guys to still drop the names, and then because hopefully so I can have the full start hopefully next week. It's very important, and then make sure you also leave a comment for us if there are other topics that you need us to talk about hopefully in the upcoming weeks, or there are other discussions that we've not tapped on. You want us to share light on it, we can still do that too. So, Peter Santi, so the fun of the week.
Zawi. Oh, there was Zawi.
We have one gentleman Achireko. I think we have about 2 or 3, but the most ones are, I will say, Achireko. The military police guy the dispatch.
Yeah.
The dispatch.
Yeah, I see.
Who had a problem with, I think, this guy, Pusha. Pusha gave him a red card that he should leave the arena. He said, okay. He left the place and went and stood on a tree to watch the match. Can you imagine?
And that was when?
That was last season.
I love to see that guy,
Can
man.
you imagine? Then there's one guy to East Legon. From the army side, I could say, they are natural volleyball fans. They love the game. These 2 guys, especially when army lose a match, you can't imagine. They will go and remain at Slaughter Mess and refuse to go home. So they are my favorite.
And the Saturday number your movie.
Oh, they are my favorites.
Oh my God.
I even help them. Anytime we lose, I have to go and help them.
So I want to say that my fan of the week is a certain gentleman called Mose. Look, he really made the game look very fearsome, very exciting, and he didn't stop shouting up until IPC won the game. There were at times in the game that when Calibi within that substitution, he can call the server from IPC to serve the ball to the one who have been substituted into the court and said, "Oh, to be Fabon. And then the ball will come to our player and our player will miss the pass." I mean, he really got everybody's attention. And I think that the support towards IPC made the game very, very exciting. He really supported IPC to win the game. And so I would want to give my Mose. I swear. I think that guy can be the fan of the week. Wherever he is, I want to appreciate him and say that he should continue to support volleyball, he should continue to support IPC. And such people need commendation that they will continue to give their best to support volleyball. After church, he came there, he made a lot of noise. He spoke about 3 languages. He spoke Hausa, he spoke Ghana, he spoke whatever. And then, I mean, the love for him. And after the game, he came around shaking hands with Calibi players and coaches and everything. I think that he deserves that particular award.
Okay. So I think for the fan of the week, goes to Muse from IPC. I think everybody knows it because whenever he's around, you know him.
Yeah.
The noise.